you just installed TF2 and you are wondering if the game will even run on your PC. Well, I'm here to ensure that it will run well. First off, you gotta head to your library, right click on TF2, go on properties, go to launch options and put in -novid. Put in -nohltv and you're gonna put in -nosteamcontroller. You are also gonna add -hi in there. And that should be it. Now we can start TF2. It's gonna take a bit and then we are gonna be in the game. Okay, so now you're finally in the game. But you probably hear loud music, so you're gonna get that volume down and probably also your game volume. And you're first off gonna set your audio stuff to the right things you use, like headphones and sound quality and your language, and if you like captions or not. And then I suggest you don't use mouse acceleration cause it's gonna make a lot of trouble when aiming. On video settings I recommend Full HD and widescreen 16:9, and then we're gonna go on advanced, and I recommend putting shader detail to low, shadow detail to low, enable multi-core rendering, disable resync, color correction. Yeah, you can I don't know, you can turn it off or turn it on, and all the filtering modes you should put them to the lowest possible. Field of view, you should put it to 90. Motion blur, it's gonna steal some FPS off you. And I recommend never using high dynamic range. It's just gonna make the game look worse and also take some FPS. Don't use the bloom effect, and that should be it for the graphic settings. And then we're gonna go on keyboard and on advanced, and then we're gonna hit this one, enable developer console. The console is really important, and you should go on the keyboard binds and put the toggle developer console on F1. And when you press F1 you have the console here. Alright, first off, in the console you can type in commands to change something in the game. For example, if you type R, shadows, 0, there's not gonna be any shadow of character models or enemies in your game, and that's gonna save you a lot of FPS and stutter. So I recommend typing in that command. I also recommend typing in R_LOD -1. Oops, R_LOD -1. That's LOD is for level of detail, meaning it's gonna decrease the level of detail in distance, meaning it's not gonna render that far. Equals, yeah, you get more FPS. Host, white config, and then auto exec. An auto exec is basically a file where all your settings are written down in command lines, so that people like me that create configs can use them to create custom files with your already existing files. Next thing we're gonna do is go on advanced options. I recommend using minimal HUD. I recommend disabling glow effects and use player model in class menu, and also enable teammate glow effects after respawn. These all just take FPS off your game. I also recommend not using target ID, so don't checkmark that. I recommend disabling all of these contracts UIs, because it's just gonna go in the way and block your vision. I recommend disabling the option to show ping of other players in the scoreboard, because it actually causes a lot of lag. I recommend checkmarking both of these boxes because yeah, it's just gonna disable stuff that is unneeded. I really recommend using minimized view models because yeah, the normal view models are way too big and just blocking your vision. Bruh. I also recommend disabling sprays because there are people that post hentai pictures or pornographic content, and you probably don't want to see that. You should also put the decal limit to 0, cause yeah, decals are bullet holes and they're just gonna take more FPS. That's it for now. I hope I could help you and have fun playing TF2.